All right, appreciate everybody for checking in. We back. Motor City Sports Talk. We in the building. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. One of my subs wanted me to talk about the proposed trade that was sent Blake Griffin by Bleacher Reports. Just a hypothetical, sent Blake Griffin to Derrick Rose to Chicago for Thaddeus Young and Otto Porter with no draft picks exchanged. Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Appreciate everybody who do tap in. Don't forget, you can check out the Detroit Piston playlist, talk playlist for regular videos like this Piston 101 live stream. I might be playing it live today for the Pistons as well. Talk about everything that's been going on. Also, don't forget, check my other channel out, my main channel, Goodfellas Sports TV, right here on YouTube. So, let's get to it, man. I like the trade, actually. If Chicago's stupid enough to do that trade, I'd be shocked. Derrick Rose wants to come home. He only got to play out this year, and he can go back to Chicago if he wants to. They're in the midst of finding a new coach and general manager. I don't know if they signed a GM, but I do know they are looking at Ime Udoka, which I wanted the Pistons to hire over Dwayne Casey. Some person asked me why I don't like Dwayne Casey. I explain that tonight if I go live. If not, God willing, it could be tomorrow. But it's a good trade because Thaddeus Young, I think, got 2 more years of this contract at 13 plus and 14 plus million. So he threw the 2021, 2020, 22, 23, 2022, 2023 season at a reasonable salary. He's a good veteran guy. He's been around the block. He's been in Philly, a few other places. I think it was in Indiana as well. He can shoot the three-pointer. He can post up a little bit. He's a solid player. He ain't really been getting consistent minutes in Chicago. In Chicago, with Wendell Carter and Lloyd Marketing, after Bobby Portis got traded, he beat up the kid Mirotic that left the league. He just wasn't right after Bobby Portis put them hands on him. So I like the trade as well because then Otto Porter got a player option for next season. He owed $28 million. Then that contract is off the books. All right, it's completely off the books. All right, so you can see a situation where you can get Blake contract off the books with Otto Porter contract 1 year earlier. You can take Thaddeus Young. You know what I'm saying? And you can keep him. He kind of like Tony Snell. I think he's a little bit more offensive and less defensive. You can keep him in the fold for the couple years, help develop some of the young guys. But one of the cons for the Pistons about losing Derrick and Blake, and I'm gonna talk about LaMelo in a minute in another video, is that you lose somebody that can develop Diambo, whatever rookie you bring in, Christian Wood. That's a lot of veteran knowledge right there because you can't get that nowhere else. You got 2 guys that have been to the mountaintop. One guy that been youngest league MVP. Blake Griffin been one of the biggest stars playing in LA with Live City. And you lose that nutrients for your young players. And so that's the thing I don't like about it. You lose that nutrients, man, that could really grow the young players. Otto Porter, he's still fairly young. He haven't really lived up, to that contract at all. Thaddeus Young, he's been around, but they don't have the cachet that Blake and Derrick got. But the positive on the trade is that, you get expiring contract on Otto Porter. And then, Thaddeus Young, in 2 more years, that contract expire. And he's pretty much a veteran guy, but still a modern-day big man. So I like to trade for the Pistons. You know what I'm saying? You still got Tony Snell there, but you still need – you still don't want to lose 2 veteran superstars. But, Derrick Rose walking to Chicago next year regardless. If they want to have Derrick Rose going to go there for, cheap. Because he got to continue to play so that Adidas contract keep paying his family. So Derrick Rose, I don't think he ever wanted to be in Detroit. I don't think he wanted to be in Minnesota. I think he wanted to be close to Chicago. Derrick Rose get homesick. You know what I'm saying? And when you the king of Chicago, he the next closest thing that they have since Michael Jordan being a hometown kid. He going to walk regardless. So, people say, why didn't they trade him last year and try to get Kuzma? I don't think the Lakers were serious about trading Kuzma at all, even though coming off the foot injury in Team USA, he had a bad season. So, at the end of the day, I like the trade. Only thing I don't like about it is you lose some valuable experience and some valuable knowledge in the locker room for a lot of the young guys you bring in, but you still bring in 2 veterans that have been around the block in Porter and Young. But to have Derrick Rose and Blake Griffin as cautionary stories about what to look out for on the road and what it's like to deal with the fame. If they did get a guy like LaMelo, that'd be the perfect mentors for him and Diambo and Wood, Blake and Derrick, man. So you would love to keep those dudes in the locker room. Derrick Rose is one of the nicest dudes you will ever meet in the NBA. And Blake Griffin, not too shabby itself. But would Chicago do that? What would that prove for Chicago? I can wait next year. Chicago ain't winning the championship no time soon. I think Chris Dunn is a free agent. They still got Chavansky, Kobe White up next. He going crazy over there. You also have Zach LaVine, who is probably one of my most favorite underrated players. Love Zach LaVine. He won me a lot of money in FanDuel last year. And then you got Lauri Markkanen, you got Wendell Carter. So where does Blake Griffin fit into that situation? Do you start Lauri Markkanen at the 5 and start Blake at the 4 for $35 million plus a year for the next 2 years? It don't make no sense unless they're going to move Lauri Markkanen or they're going to move Wendell Carter to the bench. And Carter hasn't been able to stay healthy out of Duke. He's kind of the Duke narrative of being an overrated player. So, if the Pistons can kind of get, Wendell Carter in a deal, that would be nice. If they can develop him and he can have a rebirth in Detroit. But he's got a lot of promise, just ain't been able to stay healthy. But for Chicago, I don't understand why would you do this deal? Why would you, especially with no draft picks being involved? I can wait till next year to get Derrick Rose. You know what I'm saying? Blake Griffin, where does he fit? Markkanen, Wendell Carter, where does he fit? At the 3? You want to play at the 3? Could he defend the 3 a little bit? It just makes no sense. I don't think Blake is tradable until his final year or unless he shows some flashes. So I don't understand why Chicago would do this trade. Straight up and down. Somebody got to explain that to me, why Chicago would want to do this trade. And, if some draft picks involved or a third team involved, it makes no sense. Just to get Derrick Rose back, you could have kept Derrick Rose. You could have got Derrick Rose and we signed him as a free agent. So I don't know how much they want Derrick Rose back. I think Derrick Rose want to be part of that organization, but I don't think that organization really care about getting Derrick Rose back. And Blake Griffin, he just don't fit unless Markkanen gonna get moved, which he didn't really have a good season last year. Or you're gonna play Markkanen at the 5 and Blake at the 4, and you talking about no defense, no defenders out there. You know what I'm saying? So they can hate Otto Porter all they want to. But he got an expiring contract coming up after this player option for around $28 million. So you got to explain to me how this benefits Chicago. I understand Chicago is a young team. They need veterans, though. They do. So I get it because you go out there with Chavansky, he okay. Chris Dunn, I think, is moving on. Zach LaVine at the 2, he fairly young. He ain't won much. Otto Porter ain't won much in the league. Lauri Markkanen ain't won much. So they're a really, really young team. I get it. They are young. They do need veteran leadership. Even Chris Dunn is young. Chavansky is pretty young. They backup point guard. Hopefully I'm pronouncing his name right. So they do. I get where it kind of work at as you bring vets in. But if Blake Griffin can revert back to what he was in the NBA All-Third team, it makes sense for Chicago. But Markkanen is taking a huge step back. But to me, it doesn't change that. It doesn't change their trajectory. Chicago got to have a better organization, better ownership, better front office, better coaching. The talent is there, and I think a mix of some veterans will do well. Why get Blake Griffin when I can probably get Paul Millsap for a lot cheaper? If he leaves Denver, I think his last year there. You got to ask yourself, why did I get Blake Griffin when I could bring Dario Saric in? But maybe they thinking that Bleacher Report thinking Blake Griffin's still Blake Griffin when the knee healthy, and if he is still Blake Griffin when the knee is healthy, then Chicago might get a steal, but I still don't see defensively how it helps this team out. You know what I'm saying? And if Blake can get up and down the court, that's nice. But then again, where do you play Lauri? If you play Lauri at the 5 and bring Wendell Carter off the bench, it's the question. Lauri and Blake Griffin is defensive liabilities out there. Derrick Rose, you really need Derrick Rose. You got Kobe White, you got Stravinsky, whatever his name is. You got Zach LaVine to hold the ball or handle the ball a little bit. So I understand Chicago fans want Derrick Rose back, but if you wait a year, you can get Derrick Rose back without giving up nothing. Blake Griffin, him and Lauri don't fit well together. Him and next to Wendell Carter, if Carter healthy and they move Lauri, then I get it. But Lauri Markkanen took a huge step back. I thought Lauri Markkanen was going to be an all-star in this league. I thought he was going to be a lot better than Mirotic was, but he's just proved to be very, very inconsistent rebounder, inconsistent scorer. But that's the difference. That's what separates, all-stars from regular players and superstars from all-stars. Can you do it day in, day out? Night in, night out? Can you put those numbers up versus all the teams and be consistent? And can, separate the all-star and superstar? Can you do it, during playoff time? So, and during the championship time. So, but let me know what you guys think about the trade. Me personally, I like it for the Pistons. I don't see why Chicago would do it. But hey, want to make a donation to the channel, Cash App, PayPal, description. Best way to donate, share the video. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All those links in the description. If you got business questions, inquiries, sponsorship, video requests, Twitter's the fastest way. Then Facebook, then Instagram. Other than that, man, appreciate the love, support. Don't forget, check my other channel out, Goodfellas Sports TV, right here on YouTube. That's Goodfellas Sports TV. Appreciate the love one time for the one time. And shout out to the sub that sent that to me on Instagram. I just so happened to check my Instagram yesterday. Have to do it more often. Appreciate that love one time for the one time we done.